At first, Trump didn't know how to respond, but something shifted inside him. He wasn't used to people speaking so plainly, so honestly, without any attempt to impress or flatter. It sparked an unfamiliar feeling in him: humility. "Maria," he said quietly, "you're not invisible. I see you." She gave a faint smile. "Thank you, Mr. Trump. That means more than you know." As the day went on, Trump began noticing a recurring theme. No one there was looking for grand speeches or lofty promises. They didn't expect their lives to be transformed by a single event. What they truly wanted was to be acknowledged, to be seen and heard. They didn't need fixing. They needed someone to care. Marilyn, who had been guiding him through the day, watched him closely. She noticed the change. "You're starting to understand, aren't you?" she asked during a short break in the back room. Trump looked at her thoughtfully. "It's not about money or policies. It's about showing up, about recognizing the struggle." She nodded. "Exactly. You can't solve everything with a check, but you can heal a lot with presence." Trump's phone buzzed in his pocket, but he ignored it. For the first time in a long while, he felt no urgency to be anywhere else. The buzz of the kitchen, the quiet resilience of the people around him, grounded him. Later, he helped an elderly woman carry a tray to her seat. Her hands trembled slightly, and he noticed a faded military pin on her jacket. "Thank you for your service," he said instinctively. She looked up, her eyes sharp despite her age. "I served in World War II. I'm 96 now." Trump, surprised, gave a respectful nod. "Thank you for everything you've done." "You don't need to thank me," she replied gently. "I did what had to be done. What matters now is what you do for people like me. People who've been forgotten." Her words struck a nerve. Trump had always taken pride in his accomplishments, his legacy. But what about those who had already fought their battles, who had given everything and were now just trying to endure? As he moved through the kitchen, he came across 3 men quietly eating soup at a table. Their faces were worn, their eyes sharp with memory. "Let me guess, you're veterans?" Trump asked. The man closest to him nodded. "Army, Vietnam." Another man with a thick beard and a tattooed arm looked up. "Marines. Iraq." Trump's heart sank. He'd heard stories like theirs before, but being here face to face was different. "What happened?" he asked. The first man shrugged. "Life. War doesn't leave you, it stays with you." Trump paused, taking it all in. "You're welcome here," he said softly. As the kitchen quieted, a teenage boy stepped inside, scanning the room with nervous energy. Despite his nerves, he carried himself with quiet strength. "That's Jason," Marilyn said. "He's been volunteering for a few months. His mom's a single parent struggling to get by." Trump watched as Jason offered to help clean up, moving with practiced precision. He couldn't be more than 14, but he carried himself like someone. "Older, why does he volunteer?" Trump asked. "Because he wants to make a difference, even a small one," Marilyn replied. "He wants to give back." After hours of volunteering, Trump finally sat down with Joe, the head chef. They found a quiet spot near the back of the kitchen. "What do you think?" Joe asked. Trump paused. "I didn't expect this. I thought it was just about feeding people. But it's more than that. It's about dignity, about recognizing each person." Joe nodded. "Exactly. People don't need pity. They need a chance. A little kindness goes a long way." Trump looked around the room. For the first time, he felt he was seeing the heart of America, not the flashy part, but the quiet, resilient part. As the visit ended, Marilyn handed him a letter. It was handwritten, no return address. Trump opened it with curiosity. It read, "Mr. Trump, thank you for coming today. Your presence meant more than you may know. It's not about politics, money, or promises. It's about human connection. When people see that you care, really care, it gives them hope. Thank you for learning what it means to serve." It was signed simply, Marilyn Raye. Back in the car, Trump held the letter in his hand, replaying the events of the day. His advisors sat quietly in the front. They were used to Trump being unpredictable, but this was something else. They sensed the shift in him. For the first time, Trump realized that not every battle is won with policy. Some victories come from simply understanding others. The next day, as his team prepared for another busy schedule, Trump interrupted. "Cancel the morning meeting," he said. His aides looked at one another surprised. "I need time to think," he added. Alone in his office, Trump reread Marilyn's letter. "It's about the human connection," she had written. The words stayed with him. He had spent years chasing headlines and deals, but now he had seen a different kind of power, the kind that came from empathy and shared struggle. The next day, he picked up the phone and called Joe, the head chef. "I'd like you to come to the White House," Trump said simply. "I want to talk." Joe hesitated, then agreed. When Joe arrived, there were no formalities, just two men at a table. "What, makes your kitchen work?" Trump asked. Joe took a moment. "It's not the food or the donations, it's the people, the volunteers who show up no matter what. They make it special." Trump nodded. "I used to think government could fix everything. I was wrong." Joe smiled. "No one can fix everything, but together we can make things better. It's about compassion, not charity." Trump knew he had to thank Marilyn properly, not just with a note, but something deeper. After several drafts, he settled on a letter. "Dear Marilyn, thank you for inviting me to Grace and Grit. Your kitchen is more than a place to eat. It's a sanctuary of dignity, respect, and community. The lessons I learned there will stay with me. You reminded me that real power lies in kindness. Thank you for showing me what truly matters. Sincerely, Donald J. Trump." A week later, during a staff meeting, Trump made a surprising announcement. "I'm starting a new initiative," he said, "a nationwide network of soup kitchens, not just to feed people, but to build community. They'll be supported with resources, but led by the people they serve." His team was stunned. This wasn't the kind of policy they were used to, but gradually, heads nodded. Maybe this was bold, but it felt right. Months later, the inaugural event for the Grace and Grit Foundation was held in Philadelphia, at the same soup kitchen that had sparked Trump's transformation. Marilyn and Joe were there, along with many others. When Trump took the stage, he didn't deliver a political speech. He spoke from the heart. "I've visited many places, met countless people. But what I saw here is something special. This isn't just about food. It's about community, about coming together not for recognition, but because it's right." He continued, "I used to think everything could be solved with power or money. But I learned something important here. It's not about what you have, but what you give." Volunteers then shared their stories, one after another. Jason stepped up to the mic, nervous but brave. I've been volunteering here for a year. It's helped me through hard times. My mom lost her job and it felt like everything was falling apart. But here, I felt like I mattered. Jason's words echoed Marilyn's letter. People didn't want pity. They wanted a chance. A few weeks. Later, Trump received another letter from Marilyn. Dear Mr. Trump, you did it. I never imagined seeing you advocate for the values we live by. You've taken our work and elevated it to something we never dreamed. Thank you for recognizing that it's about people, not politics. Sincerely, Marilyn Raye. Soon, Grace and Grit kitchens were opening across the country in big cities and small towns. Former recipients became volunteers. A veteran in Detroit found a job in Miami. A single mom launched her own business after getting support at her local kitchen. What it began as a single visit had grown into a movement. One day, Trump returned to the original kitchen unannounced. The volunteers welcomed him without fanfare, just warm familiarity. You've done something incredible, he told Marilyn. This is all you, she replied. Trump shook his head. No, you just needed someone to listen, and I did. As he stood at the doorway watching people eat and serve with quiet dignity, he turned to Marilyn. I came here to see something simple, he said, and I learned that the simple things matter most. Not the speeches, not the headlines, the quiet moments when you just show up. Marilyn smiled. That's the real power, Mr. Trump, showing up. And for the first time, he felt it. He had made a difference.